If there's one thing I love about Pokémon Horizons, then it's how its distinctive plot keeps on surpassing our expectations. So many amazing reveals have been shown, and the plot keeps us engaged, wanting to know what's happening next. Well, once again, the AnipokePR Twitter account has revealed a huge surprise to us all. Hey, what's going on guys, my name's Raph, and today, another special preview trailer was revealed for the Pokémon Horizons anime. A bunch of new information came to light, so let's jump into the news and see how it relates to the next arc in the series, Rayquaza Rising. Don't forget to leave this video a like to show your support, and I'll be sure to bring out my next video shortly. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't ready to keep up to date, and without further ado, let's begin. Firstly, we have today's episode. This episode was brilliant. The explorers ended up attacking the Naranja Academy, and we got to see our main heroes defend their school. Roy was able to defeat Sango in battle, and Liko managed to overcome her doubts and used terrestrialization once again to defeat Onyx. What I liked most about this episode was seeing how Liko's risk led to a reward for passing her implementation test. Liko is a character who often doubts herself, and since the beginning, we got to see her take that risk and how it benefited her greatly, so I'm glad we got to see this pay off for her in the end. I'm looking forward to watching subs later, and I'll post my full review on Twitter, so if you haven't followed me on there already, then you know what to do. Let's now talk about next week's episode. This episode is titled Shine Terrestrialization, Liko vs Roy. Looking at the preview, we can see that both Liko and Roy will be using their Pokemon in battle. I think this episode is going to be really good, not only in terms of animation, but also depth and plots, and we've seen how far both protagonists have come, with this final battle being a great way to portray their growth and development. We've seen both protagonists battle each other in episode 7 and episode 40, and just by looking at the trailer, it seems there's going to be a lot of revelations. We also notice how it appears that Fuecoco will be finally evolving in this episode, which is about damn time honestly. I'm glad we've seen this little baby finally develop and catch up to its Paldea siblings. But there's also a nice shocking detail to notice, and it appears that our boy Arven is finally making an appearance in this series. I'm 99% sure that this is him, because to be fair, in the terrestrial training poster, we did see a Mobustiff, and since then, we haven't seen that Pokemon appear, so surely it belongs to him as well. I don't know if we'll ever see Arven or even Penny's story visited in this series, but like I mentioned before, Horizons is doing a great job at mixing both game and unique elements together. Right, let's now talk about the breaking news. So after episode 66 finished airing, we got introduced to a new special preview trailer. This trailer confirmed that the RVTs will be heading to the region of Kitakami for their next quest. We also got the solid confirmation that Roy's Fuecoco will be evolving during the battle against Liko in episode 67, especially seeing as we can see that the little guy here is now within his evolution. From the small frames we can see, Kitakami looks incredible in the anime art style, and the reason the RVTs will be going there is because it seems that's where Cleavor can be encountered. In last week's video, I mentioned how I thought Perrin could be the character to introduce a unique side quest involving the 6 hero Pokemon to switch things up compared to the usual quest focusing on the Blood Moon Ursaluna, and it looks like that this could be very much the case. Lucius's Cleavor also has a distinctive marking compared to usual Cleavors, as it has a chip in the middle of its right cipher blade, once again showing that it's been through quite a backstory similar to other Pokemon like Lucius owns, just like his Lapras. I'm very intrigued to see how this will play out for the RVTs, especially seeing as PokeFan mentioned back in December last year that this Pokemon was last seen 100 years ago, relating of course to the factors from the Hisui region. There was also the mention about time travel too, but we'll have to wait and see for how that could unfold, especially seeing as maybe Terapagos could have some relation to it. Finally, the trailer ended up revealing renditions of Briar, Perrin, and Carmine, alongside the Pokemon they will have. I'm sure next week is when we're going to see a big trailer to amalgamate all of these events together. This is going to be a very exciting arc, and if you're unaware about all of the events that are to come from it, then you can check out last week's video to learn more. In regards to these characters, I'm very intrigued to see how they will play a role within the Horizons plot. Of course, we're used to seeing these characters in the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero DLC, so it begins to question how they will be executed in the anime. We still haven't had any indication about Kieran or even Ogerpon as well, but seeing as Carmine will be shown, I'm sure she'll mention her brother Kiki in some manner, or maybe he'll just get a small appearance similar to Arven. I hope we do see Kieran get revealed because his character arc is incredible, and even if that narrative doesn't get shown, it would still be nice to see him appear alongside the other characters in general. I don't know what it is, but I'm just super excited for this new arc. We can clearly see the creative team are pacing themselves well when it comes to dropping new information and reveals, so we're bound to see another special preview trailer next week before the break. The fact we're seeing these characters from the DLC join forces with the Rising Volt Tacklers is for sure going to make for some really cool interactions. I'm most intrigued about how Briar will react to Terapagos, and if she knows any more information about Rayquaza. Compared to her game counterpart, Briar is well known for being the character that knows all about Area Zero, so seeing her in this series is going to be quite impactful, as she could have a turning point for the plot and actually know more information about Rayquaza instead, assisting Liko and the others to help Terapagos reunite at its home. It could even be that maybe the gang will in fact need to go to the Paldea crater, dive through into Area 0, locate the secret room, which will then very much then take them to Rayquaza. Unless if they use the time machine from Sardo and Tura to teleport them there. Bringing all these questions to the table, what about Koraidon and Miraidon? Will they be shown in the series? And will they have a connection to the plot as well? Seeing as we're going to Kitakami, I think this is going to be a really good opportunity for the writers to focus on the Kleavor plot, and maybe even Ogerpon too. Like we spoke about before, we haven't had any concrete evidence to confirm this, but seeing as Carmine is shown, I'm sure her brother will be as well. It just depends if that narrative will work at a time like this. It could be that maybe the first portion of the Rayquaza Rising arc will very much be a Kitakami story, rather than just only a Kleavor investigation. Maybe the Rising Voltaclers will need Ogerpon to find Kleavor, and as for the Loyal 3 and Perrin, oh gosh, who knows if they'll make an appearance. I'm still banking on the fact that Perrin will probably be the key character to introduce them to Kleavor, especially via a special side quest. Seeing as she is the character that focuses on the Blood Moon Ursaluna, that's probably how we're going to get an introduction to her character too, alongside the Hisuian Growlithe, which once again, I believe will be a perfect fit for Liko, especially seeing as it will be a counterpart to how her grandmother Diana has an Arcanine. Maybe Roy and Liko will both get a Hisuian Growlithe of their own, as a reward for completing the quest and finding Kleavor, or I wouldn't even be surprised if Doc gets the Pokemon instead. In fact, I'm really hoping that within this arc, we'll finally see our characters catch more Pokemon, and also see existing characters reveal what other Pokemon they have in secret. And as for our boy Amitheo, oh wow, I can't wait to see his redemption arc come full circle. This is probably going to be an incredible arc that will focus on his development, and I'm really looking forward and hoping that he actually joins the Rising Voltaclers. Just before we finish up, I want to talk about these frames. The preview of episode 66 originally showed us that during Anne's battle, a Meowth was spectating in the crowd. This one frame sparked a huge discussion, making viewers think that Team Rocket and Meowth were back in the Pokemon anime, further indicating potential connections to Ash Ketchum. Due to this assumption, the writers then ended up removing the Meowth from the frame, and it was nowhere to be seen during the official episode airing. Now initially, I didn't think too much about this, but then again, I did find it quite strange why the writers done this. It's like they truly don't want any traces or assumptions relating to Ash Ketchum at all in this series. Whilst we don't really have any concrete evidence to prove that this series is in the same universe as Ash is, it's insane from how within the space of a week, they simply removed the Pokemon from this frame due to people's theories and assumptions. But at the end of the day, it's done no harm. It just goes to show that the team is always watching. Will we ever find out if this series is in the same universe as Ash Ketchum? Only time will tell. Wow. Pokemon Horizons really is taking things to the next level with its story. The reveals are super exciting, and I can't wait to see how this new arc unfolds. I think with the new Rayquaza Rising arc approaching, this is where we're truly going to see the plot of the story fully excel, and I'm sure there's bound to be even more incredible things to be shown from the series in due course. But why not let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys would like to interact with me, then be sure to follow me on Twitter and join the Team Pokecraft Discord server to discuss all things Pokemon. You can find the rest of my social networks on screen and in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave it a like, as your support is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. Finally, make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with my videos, and click on the little bell to enable notifications so you guys get notified when I upload a new video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to stick around for more Pokemon content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.